Alright, this time I got the microphone working. So last time I realized my microphone was not on, but we got it. Some coffee, just play some Minecraft, and I think I'm ready to talk about the situation for a second time, but I have more now. I have a lot has happened since I've last streamed about it. A lot. So we're going to talk about some of it just while we play Minecraft, because why not? Alright, so let's first go over the entire chain of events, I guess, would be the best thing to do. Let me real quick just... Let me do... There we go. Yeah, it's how VTuber Studio looks. Little bit of immersion break. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Alright. I'll play some Minecraft. I didn't put it into a full screen, so we're going to be playing it on a mini screen. Oh. There we go, then. Just have to fix it. Oh. Let's fix that real quick. Oh. There we go. That's better. So, I guess let's just start with a recap of everything that has transpired since yesterday. And oh my god, so much has happened. It's so much happened. It feels exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. So before we start Minecraft, I made a post on Twitter or X that kind of recaps the entire Jellygate thing that happened. I'm going by the name Jellygate because I was watching a stream and I saw somebody call it that, so I'm just gonna call it Jellygate from now on. So this is the entire timeline of Jellygate so far that I have. In fact, I'll actually switch over to my Twitter real quick. I switch over real quick to Twitter. There we go. Also, I realized my size is real quick. There we go. And I need to fix the side. Because the windows are different sizes, I guess, so. Alright. So I guess we'll start out with the event. So I decided just to make a recap on Twitter. Just because I felt like so much happened, and it's so hard to keep track. So I kind of just made the recap more or less for myself, just so I can kind of understand it all. So I guess we'll start from the top to the bottom. So this goes back to February 3rd. So on February 3rd, Shelly she initially made a vague tweet saying, "My lawyers advised me not to speak on this," responding to the Minecraft Black History DLC, the Big Good Troubles DLC. Then later on that day, she would be decided to break silence on it, and she would make a post about how she was not happy that politics was getting interjected into Minecraft. And a lot of people didn't like that, so the next thing that happened is it got to the wrong audience, and it became a massive snowball effect with the backlash, mainly because Bint was pushing it a lot, and Bint he was doing a lot of the pushing on the cancellation from what I observed. Um, and pretty much they were calling her racist, they were calling her a bigot, and she's not. I mean, we played the Minecraft DLC the other day, and it's pretty evident it is social justice propaganda. Like, it portrays Nelson Mandela as a good person when he was responsible for the necklacing of people who were suspected to be working for the South African government in regards of the the segregationists. I don't know how to pronounce the other word, the aprophidius or whatever the fuck. Yeah, and necklacing essentially is you put a tire around somebody's neck and you douse it in lighter fluid and you light it on fire. So, and he's done a lot of. I did some research into Nelson Mandela, and he's not a good person. He did not make good trouble. He was not making good trouble. Then of course they were using civil rights, the civil rights movements out of context, focusing solely on the protests rather than exploring the people behind the protests, exploring why they're protesting and how it resolved and all that. It was just focusing on the protests, and then essentially making it out that these people are good and they are the bad people, so you need to, and we are continuing their work to this day. So that's why people in Minneapolis are out there causing good trouble, when good trouble just means impeding law enforcement and getting themselves shot. That's pretty much what it means. So Jelly was not wrong at all about the DLC. It is political garbage and propaganda. But of course, leftists on Twitter wanted to use as an excuse to attack her. And I think the major reason why they especially went hard on Jelly, because while Jelly, she's a Face Connect member, she has edgy humor and all that. I don't think she is not as calloused as like Pippa Tenma would be, right? She's not as calloused. So I think she was an easier target because like Pippa, she would bite back. Jelly, she hasn't said anything since the start of this, and I don't know why. She hasn't really said anything, but I'm waiting to hear something because I know she's gonna hear something. And what I'm hoping not to hear is that she's graduating from Face Connect. If she does, I understand why if she would be the one deciding to, because they've kind of just fucked her over. They stabbed her in the back with the apology tweet, which we're about to get to. Or if Face Connect decides to go down the road and terminate her as well alongside with Clara, which I think terminating Jelly over this is pretty retarded, because the only people who've done damage to their brand is Face Connect management themselves. Jelly did not harm the brand. So that's why I'm calling this like a Pandora box effect, because this was a minor situation. It was like no worse than maybe talking about how Chacha, your VTuber mom, made a ice joke. Like, yeah, of course the left is going to get mad at that and want to cancel you, but it's not that deep at the end of the day. So Jelly just did not want politics in Minecraft. I think most people can understand that, and especially when like the DLC is used in middle school, brainwashing kids into becoming a social justice activists, going out into Minneapolis streets and impeding ICE agents and all that. So yeah, no, Jelly was right. She 100% is right, and what she said was not bad enough to warrant this entire situation. So yeah, the start of it was at Jelly, but the rest of it, like right after here up to here, this is not Jelly's fault. After going down here, after here, it's all the management's fault, easily. So going on to February 4th, during Jelly's while she was streaming at around midnight on the East Coast, her tweet about the Minecraft DLC got deleted. Now, we don't know for sure if it was Jelly doing it or if it was Face Connect management, but considering she was streaming a game at that time, we can probably guess it was Phase management deleting the tweet. So that's why I'm also putting allegedly, because there's no solid evidence to confirm this. However, it was deleted while Jelly was streaming in the middle of a game. So it's very unlikely she was the one to delete it, and the only people to have access to her account are Phase managers. So you can kind of connect the dots there. Then we go on to February 5th, and this is when the shit hits the fan. On Also, I should put one of these into February 6th, but it doesn't really matter. So February 5th, the fourth thing that would happen was FaZe the next day would issue a piss poor apology to the liberals, the people who hate their guts, and throws Shelly under the bus, calling her a racist bigot. I've never heard them do that before with like Pippa. You haven't heard them say anything before on Clara. You've never heard them like they constantly call Jelly a monkey, and she's Southeast Asian. No problem with that. But no, as soon as you say that you don't want politics in a block game, that's when things go too far for FaZe Connect apparently. Then the sixth thing that happened, then the fifth thing, and trust me, I was really pissed off when I saw that fucking announcement. I was really fucking pissed off. And so were others. This triggers major fan backlash, especially accusation. And I think the biggest reason why the backlash happened as bad as it did, because major fan backlash did occur, and it's because one, the first thing is that it's very two-faced and hypocritical because FaZe Connect is known for edgy humor and for its more. It's not a right-wing company. It's obviously a lot more centrist in beliefs because all the talents they have mixed beliefs. That's very evident. But like, you can't say Jelly went too far here when other talents have made a lot worse racial jokes in the past. That would be considered worse, especially like calling Pippa brown all the time, or I don't know, like Pippa hates the Brazilians. I'm using Pippa as an example because she's the easy target out of this, but you get what I'm saying. And then on top of it, they go on to throw Jelly under the bus, saying she's a racist bigot, which she's not. She's a very sweet girl. And then the double standards with how they treated Clara, because Clara back in September of 2025, when after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, she went on to one of her alt accounts and posted how she had, let's just say the nicest way to put it, very little empathy for Charlie Kirk. And then she went on posting to say that the American left should take up their arms and deal with the problems that we have. So essentially saying to go and kill conservatives. On top of it, she made another post saying that she hopes that conservative women have to get an abortion so they hopes. I'm not like, oh, I have to get the fucking tweet. I have to get the fucking tweet. It's like, it's absurd. Where's my phone? I'm gonna read the tweet word from word. If I have it, that's why I can. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read our, I guess, Instagram post, whatever. I'm gonna read this word from word. Oh, I forgot to mention the women who voted for this. I hope you aren't trying to get pregnant and then are so happy when you are. And then they tell you the baby isn't viable and that you need an abortion to save your life. But they won't consider performing one until it's too late. And the sepsis takes over. And now both of you and your baby are dead. I really hope that doesn't happen to you, because that would be tragic, wouldn't it? She can post this shit back in September, and she wasn't terminated until people pressured FaZe Connect to. 6 months later. But God forbid, Jelly doesn't want fucking brainwashing propaganda targeted towards children in Minecraft. That's too far. But Clara can wish death on conservatives. She can say vile things on her alt account. And it's all fine. And you're gonna probably counter, oh, but it was her alt account, so it didn't have connected ties to the company. Yes, it does. In real life, if you go work at somewhere, if you go work at a hospital, and you say shit like this online on your personal account, you're still gonna get fired, because at the end of the day, you still represent the brand you work for. You still represent it. And it's not like people dox Clara. No, she told them to go follow this account, and it was pretty clear it's her. And then she decides to do stupid shit like this. This is why I don't have empathy for her. Because one, she is a demon. Like, no normal person is writing this shit unless you have an actual demon in your soul. And then she just goes silent for 6 months. Well, not even 6 months. She did have a return stream back in, I don't know when it was. She had a return stream sometime last year. And then Sakuna and Pippa both decide to welcome her back and give her money. But Jelly, when she says she doesn't want politics in her game, everyone's silent about it, except management, who goes on to call her a racist bigot and apologize for her actions. When really nobody cared about that. But then when people were hounding on Face Connect's ass about Clara, back when that happened, nothing happened. You see the hypocrisy here. So this is why a lot of people got pissed off. That's the main reason. And when you compare these situations, Clara's situation was way worse at the end of the day. What she said pretty much alienated her fan base, or most of Face Connect fan base. On top of it, I don't know if this is true, but I can see this happening. I don't have the screenshots to prove it, but according to people who browsed her Instagram stories, she had a habit of shit-talking her coworkers, especially Jelly and Remilia. And there's a number one rule. If you hate on Remilia, you're going to hell without question. You're going straight to hell. How the fuck do you hate that? How do you hate her? How do you hate Remilia? She's like the sweetest person in Face Connect. Calling like her racist, the bigots, and like, bro, yeah, you're getting a one-way ticket to hell for that one. I'm sorry, like, no. You're definitely not seeing heaven if you're hating on Remilia. But also hating on Jelly at the same time is insane. It's really insane. So anyways, after that side tangent. So the fifth event is that then after the apology drops, people are backlashing Face Connect into oblivion. And they're, of course, calling out the Clara hypocrisy. They're calling out how they're calling Jelly a racist bigot. Every single Face Connect member has been silent on this issue. Which I guess it's not necessary for every single person to get involved. And I don't think the talents need to get involved, really. But then it's different with Pippa in particular. I'm going to say this as somebody who's watched Pippa for, it's been about 2.5 years now, 3 years of me watching her. The reason why people are especially pissed off at Pippa is because we're going to skip down, because like here, this one here, you can read it for yourself. People find Jelly's past life, which is not really a past life because she still does music under her name of Moon Jelly. People go donate to her, which I myself have went to donate to her directly because I don't want to give Face Connect money right now until management gets their shit together. But the reason why people are especially pissed off at Pippa is because it seems like she's two-facing a little bit. Because back in 2022, she made a tweet on how people should never apologize or bend to the knees to the antis or to the haters, right? That was back in 22. That was back about 4 years ago. I guess 4 years is a lot of time, but I can also understand how the situation is different if management is not allowing her to speak on the matter, right? But then you also see it's hypocritical because she spoke about she directly openly supported Clara on her return, which I imagine she knew what Clara was doing because it was pretty much everywhere on every Face Connect post for a while. So people are kind of calling Pippa a hypocrite here. But again, I don't know exactly what's going through Pippa's mind. That's why I'm kind of watching her a little bit. Because she does hold a reputation in Face Connect. So that's why, of course, people are going to hold her at a higher stake than other members. Though I am not mad at Pippa directly, even if she did support Clara on her return. Because I don't know really what truly happened. I don't know what truly happened. And maybe I'm naive, but I'm hoping she doesn't actually like Clara for those reasons. That's my personal hope. I don't, judging by her character, I don't think she would agree with Clara on what the vile thing she said on Instagram. But at the same time, I don't know. She could have supported her because she's just a phase member. She has to be the face where she has to support all her uh, kohai, I guess. But you really don't know. You really don't know. Yeah. Then we're going back. We're going to go back to this. So we're on event number 8. So after all this shit show happened from 1 to 7, anti-phase fans connect. I'm having a stroke. Anti-phase fans celebrate so anti-phase fans, that's a little bit of a contradiction, but you know what I mean. Anti-phase haters, pretty much. People who hate Phase Connect, who want the downfall of Phase Connect. They celebrate Phase Connect bending the knee on Jelly, and then they go on to trying to attempt to cancel Connect Illumi for saying the N word, which in the clip she didn't. She said degree. She did not say the N word. Though I'll be honest, the first time around I heard the N word, but I think it's because of whatever accent she has or however the fuck she said it. But it definitely was the word degree at the end of the day. Then on to number 9, and this is where Jellygate got really interesting. Because on event 9, Asmongold became aware of the situation because somebody decided to post it on his subreddit. And during that time, Asmongold was browsing his subreddit. And then that's when the Pandora's box truly opened up, because Asmongold read Jelly's situation. Then the person who posted it on Reddit also posted Clara's situation with with the screenshots from her Instagram alongside with some of her more, I guess, softcore porn. You could just call it softcore porn. She was her real person in bikini underwear stuff. That style of ecchi content. I'll put it. So you have all the so, and he was streaming at the time to about 40,000 people. And he was disgusted by how Phase Connect treated Jelly, and disgusted that they kept Clara despite the awful things she has said. So then he goes on to say that he will be making a post about it. So that's where now we're kind of at in this weird stage, because the next thing to happen would be we believe this was damage control, because they should have terminated Clara way sooner. But they're deciding to do it now when the company is getting a lot of shit because of Jelly. So pretty much what happens is, at about 12:30 in the morning, Clara's graduation announcement happened, right? It was dropped in the middle of the night, of course. And according to Clara, it was planned since November, but they didn't want to do it to not steal spotlight from Memory, which unfortunately I never got to watch Memory's streams or get to know her because she's JP. I don't understand Japanese. Aside the point, if this was truly planned since November, she could have easily done it during December or early January, because Memory did not graduate till the end of January. So if this was true, they should have graduated a lot sooner than this, especially considering the circumstances. And now they decide to drop it conveniently on the same time frame that Jelly is getting shit hounded down on her from management, and the company is getting shit hounded on by the fans. So, coincidence? I think not. And also, one thing I do want to point out that a lot of people are not saying, the apology that dropped happened maybe like 10 minutes before Tenma's outfit debut, which was a company-wide event because it was pinged in the main announcements of the Discord server. I would know because I'm in the Discord server. So, what I think happened, they decided to post it shortly before debut, so people would go watch the debut after and they kind of just forget about it, right? Of course, that didn't happen because right now, the last time I checked on the news feed here, it was that entire Jellygate situation has over 80,000 posts. And then, so we went over the reason why she was actually terminated. It is definitely because of the Kirk comments and the, the violent political comments she made in September. But the main reason they did it is not because it was planned. It was because Asmongold was about to expose it to a broader audience. And people are like, oh, but Asmongold, who gives a fuck about what that Roach King has? One post of his on Twitter gets easily over 1 million views within just a couple hours. And it exposes it to people who don't know who FaZe Connect is. And if they see that, that's going to destroy that's going to destroy future customers, future fans from wanting to go into FaZe Connect. Or, watch FaZe Connect VTubers because, like, oh, look how shitty they treat this person. Look how politically biased they are. They hate conservatives, right? And FaZe Connect's main appeal, whether it was intentional or not, is definitely towards the right-leaning people, right? Right-leaning audience. I have to drink every now and then, otherwise my voice is gonna kill itself. And then, of course, right after this happens, right after the graduation announcement happened, people started pulling up Pippa's support for Clara's return stream by donating $100 and welcoming her back. Which, I'll be honest, it does paint her as a grifter by the actual definition. The definition is catering to an audience to make money by using a belief you don't hold. Because I always knew Pippa is not the right-wing, super conservative people always make her seem like. She's not. I've definitely heard her opinions over the years, and I've definitely made... I wouldn't say she's left by her statement. She's not a leftist, but I think if I would have to pinpoint her beliefs by what I've seen, I think she is more of a libertarian... I think she would lean slightly left, more towards the left, a little bit more than the right. Because, of course, she has a lot of, like, typical right-wing beliefs, like capitalism, the conspiracy theory bits and all that. So that's why people pinpoint her as right. But she has, over the years, kind of expressed that she is not really right. I'd say she's more of a classical liberal. Not the progressive liberal like you would see in Minneapolis, but like think like Vermont or New Hampshire type liberal, right? Where they don't care what people do, just do what you do as long as you're not harming them. That type of libertarian. And of course she has some beliefs that are more left wing. And I think that's fine. Like I'm a right wing believer myself, and I don't have a problem with people believing left wing. Like, you can make your own decisions. I disagree with your decisions, but you are free to make your own, even if I think they're poorly informed. But you know what? I was like, personally, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I'll watch you more for you rather than your political statements, right? But people have been calling her a grifter and a two-timing backstabbing. And I think I don't know if it's entirely fair to say that about Pippa. Because I think it is weird how she did donate to Clara on her return stream. Like, popping in and saying welcome back is one thing, but donating $100 is another thing. So that's why a lot of people are turned sour by this towards Pippa out of this situation. But I don't think Pippa has full control over what's going on. She does not have control over what's going on, right? Because, like, as someone said, she is the Iron Mouse of FaZe Connect. She's basically she's the biggest channel they have on FaZe Connect. But just because she's the biggest doesn't mean she has control over what management does. Because, like, we go down here on the last event that recently happened is FaZe has allegedly forced talents to unfollow Asmongold hours after Asmon announced that he would make a post on Jellygate. So what happened was, because we all know how Pippa generally feels about Asmongold. I think it's fairly safe to say that Pippa likes Asmongold, right? Like whether you want to go with the memes, like Roach Queen and Roach King belong together or whatnot. It's always been noted that Pippa seemed to have a rather liking towards Asmongold. And the thing is, she's not the only account to have unfollowed Asmongold. It is apparent that all I don't know which other Face Connect members have been following Asmongold, but from what people have reported is that all the Phase members who have previously followed Asmongold has unfollowed. So whether it was an executive order from Phase management or if it was a management going into their accounts and doing it, or who knows. It seems like management has more to do with everything going on. And like this entire Jellygate situation would not have gone as extreme as it would if, like, as people said, if they just waited a couple days for the initial like two events to calm down, right? Because like liberals, they get mad over shit, right? Like they got pissed off at Pippa for playing Hogwarts Legacy back in like 22 it was. Why was no apology calling Pippa a transphobic bigot released back then? But now Jelly is being called a racist bigot because of the Minecraft DLC. It doesn't make sense. Like, this is extremely contradictory to what Face Connect is. So we're going to get into a little bit of a conspiracy theory now, which I think does hold water, because Clara has not been active. She doesn't stream since the Kirk assassination. I think she's streamed maybe a handful of times since then, since the situation. So what people are thinking what happened was that Clara was moved inside into a management position. If you understand what I'm saying, you already know where this is going. So people are thinking that Clara is starting to influence what the company is doing to defame it before leaving the company. Is it true? I don't know. That's just an idea I've heard, but I don't think it holds water. But I do need to see some proof before I can actually say like, yeah, this or more like evidence towards it to say like, yeah, this is probably what's going on, right? And the only reason why I think it holds water is because of how much of contradiction that Clara is to Face Connect. She seems like an anti-Face Connect VTuber, if that makes sense. More like a Niji sister, right? Like one of those Niji sisters, Niji girls, whatever the fuck they're called. That's the type of personality. And I think Hime and Sheena are equally, or nearly equally, to the akin of Clara. While they have never openly spoke out against, while they have not openly said anything like Clara, politically that we know of at least, they are very evident that they're very supportive of Clara. Like, Hime is blocking anyone who's talking about the Clara situation despite the facts being there. Sheena has been too as well. So, I think Face Connect has a little bit of a problem there if they want to kind of preserve their fan base. That's what I think. This entire situation has been a big shit show. And I'm still waiting on seeing what Asmongold is going to post because I'm really interested on what he's going to say. I've watched his stream clip and he was really not happy seeing it. And I know he doesn't know who Jelly. He may know an idea of who Jelly is because Pippa and other Face Connect VTubers, but he doesn't know Jelly like he knew what Pippa is, right? But I think but his influence is really important because I'll be honest, I don't think without Asmongold finding out about the situation, Clara would not have been terminated. Even with all the fans backlashing, there would not have been a termination. So, and the only reason why I'm calling it a termination is because, while they're not wording it as a termination, on Clara's graduation post, it does say that they're going to be essentially taking down her channel and content as well, which is essentially a scrub from the agency. So I can't say what's going on exactly behind the screen. And I think people need to have a little bit more grace with Pippa right now, because it is also evident if you go over to go to Pippa over here. She posted it, unless it got taken down here. And it's evident all the backlash she's also facing is kind of getting to her. And I don't think, I kind of disagree with Azura down here. I don't think it's bad actors, but I think they are generalizing it as bad actors, but I don't think it is. I think a lot of it is also fans who feel betrayed by Pippa. Because a lot of, especially Pippa's fans, are very right wing, to say the least. They are more leaning towards conservative ideology. And when Pippa openly supported Clara's return, somebody who hates and despises conservatives, it's a little bit of a backstab to your audience. It feels that way. I'm not saying that she was backstabbing her audience, but that's why a lot of people are starting to get pissed off at Pippa too, because that's how they feel. They feel like they were betrayed by the Roshi, right? Well, that's why, and of course, I'm sure that there are bad actors in the water. There are always bad actors, but I think a lot of it is just people who feel betrayed by Pippa, and it's understandable when you understand the context of it. But I do hope Pippa is fine, because it is. But it's also interesting because the past Pippa would not be the one to just do this, and like, she does socially shut down at times, but when was faced with backlash in the past, she was not as quiet as she is now. So it is really interesting on just a change in that, just on a time perspective. I guess it's just interesting. But I do hope the best for Pippa. I do hope I do, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if how many people are gonna agree with me on this, but I genuinely do want Face Connect to go back to how it was last year before the Clara incident. You know, it was like such a chill company. It's like, and I'm not. I'll say Face Connect was the only VTubing company I actually liked. Like, I don't mind Hololive. Hololive, I think, has some grimy business practices. I don't like how they treat their talents. Say, I do like the talents though. I do like Famoko. I do like Bijo. I do like Mori Calliope. I do like more to Ian. I also like Hosho Marine, even though I can't really watch her because I can't understand her. I can't understand her language unless I read or watch clips of her. I can then, but Face Connect was a company that was different, and a lot of it was because it was what the shoujo was supposed to be. Essentially, it it was a company that allowed its talents to do what they wanted, right? And I think there is, of course, a limit. Like, you can't just say you want conservatives to be killed. Like, I don't even think you can say I want liberals to be killed. I don't think you should be making violent political rhetoric like that, like as Clara did. But like the Hogwarts Legacy situation, the Minecraft DLC situation, they're basically the same thing when you really look at it. It's just the woke left getting mad over nothing. And that's why I do not blame Jelly for the situation. Because, yeah, her post did spark this chain of events, but everything that happened after the post is all management's fault. And I don't know what's going on, and it is heartbreaking because a lot of these talents are really great. Like, Nitya is great, Remilia is great, Jelly is great. I really enjoyed Pippa. I enjoyed watching Tenmai. Lumi is great. It's like Panko, fucking Saya when she was here, Muyu. You can keep naming the talents that they're all talented. They're all fun to watch or cozy to watch. despite the chaotic nature, even Leah's can be really interesting to watch. Oh god, Leah's a very interesting individual. Like, I'm surprised she is not the one that's labeled the most schizo phrase in Phase Connect. Like, Jesus, every clip I watch of her is like, are you sure that Pippa's? I'm gonna go off topic a little bit, but people keep saying Pippa's the most chaotic member in Phase Connect, and then I watched Leah. I'll be honest, when you compare Pippa to Leah, Leah is so much more unpredictable. I mean, unpredictable is why she feels more chaotic. She is like, what the fuck, at the time. So I really don't want Phase Connect to end. I don't want it to burn to the ground. I think management just needs to get its shit together. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what the talents believe. Like, I think talent should shut up about politics. I don't really think VTubers should be a part of politics. But yeah, I'm kind of being a hypocrite here because in my past I have been going on politics and stuff, right? Like here, I will dabble in a little politics, but only when it really interests me. uh, this is one of my favorite ones, especially since I'm Christian. One of my favorite tweets from her. Um, I just think it's really unfortunate. I really do want Phase Connect to go back to what it was, but I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to do so because Phase Connect has also just kind of destroyed a lot of its trust with the audience. Because this is how they're going to treat Jelly over something as minor as this. How are they going to treat the rest of the Phase members, right? They're not going to treat the others any better. Unless it is just somebody in management going rogue and kind of fucking up the company. But then you'd think Sakuna would have caught it by now at the same time. So, I find it a heartbreaking situation. It really is, especially after watching Phase Connect over the last 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. It's depressing. It's depressing. I hate how politics kind of just destroys good things. It's like, I don't care. Like, I can look past comments. Like, even with Camilla. Like, I think like a week ago, she vague posted how she doesn't like ICE, the government agency, federal agency. I disagree with her. I'm in support of ICE. Like, I think I'm in support of ICE because I want my country to be a safe place. I want people to go through the legal process as if any other country. And I think due process, warrants, all that, I think it's all important. It's important and it needs to be done. But I think how people also treat ICE is a little bit unfair, considering. But to be fair, the media is kind of stoking the fire with all the Gestapo, Nazi comparisons. It's not the same thing. Every other fucking country has some form of ICE. It's only a problem because it's Trump. That's with everything. But even with her comment, like, does it kind of affect how I see them? Slightly, because I do have my own personal biases wanting to get in the way of it. But at the same time, I still like Camilla because she's still, at the end of the day, an entertaining VTuber. I still like her. She is cute. She's funny. She's gremlin-y. So I will still support her, even if I don't agree with what she's saying. And like the only time I would actually drop support for a VTuber if it's like Clara, if it's as extreme as Clara's situation, which I think that's fair to say because you don't want to support people who want you dead. And that's another reason why a lot of people are really pissed off of what happened with Phase Connect, because they bent their knee to people who hate them. They hate their talents. They harass their talents. They want the downfall of Phase Connect. That's who they bent the knee to. They hate Phase Connect. Bent hates Phase Connect. All these woke retards on the left hate Phase Connect. And that's the people who Phase Connect bent the knee to, while backstabbing their current audience. It's like I want to go inside to FaZe management just to understand what they're thinking. Because whatever they're thinking, it's not correct. It's evident by the situation. All they had to do was just stay silent. They didn't even need to delete Jelly's post. Stay silent, it would have been done within like a month. Maybe a couple of weeks to a month. If you wanted to delete it, that's fine. Delete it. Stop it there. But then they had to ruin it by continuing on to all this bullshit right here. They had to ruin it. And whoever is making these decisions needs to be fired. Even if it's Sakana, get rid of fucking Sakana. You can fire CEOs. Fire his ass. Get his ass out of here. Get a new CEO who knows how to run a fucking company. Because you don't alienate your base fucking audience and then cater to people who want you destroyed. You don't fucking do that. And then whoever fucking decided that decision needs to be fired because the reputation of FaZe Connect has basically tanked overnight. It was seen as this company where people could be more free to do what they want. It's like that overnight, fucking gone. Fucking gone. So whoever the fuck is in charge right now in FaZe Connect needs to be fired, in my opinion. Because I don't want FaZe Connect to win. I think it's a great company. I still think it's a great company. It's having a shit show right now. But a lot of good things have gone through bad times. Let's put it like that. Like, at the end of the day, they're human. Like, yeah, you want them to be perfect. You want them to be the perfect Oshi idol they're marketed as. But at the end of the day, they're a fucking human. What do you want them to be? Perfect 24/7? And yeah, I do wish that companies kind of got their shit together after, especially after watching how many other companies before FaZe Connect had shit shows. Like Hololive had a shit show with EN last year, Niji Sanji, V Shoujo. They all ended pretty bad. Ended pretty badly. Though Niji Sanji is still going, it's definitely not recovered its reputation. Hololive is still going, but its reputation did take a hit, especially after Gura left. So, but it's like you'd think that companies would have learned, but they don't. And it's basic fucking marketing. You don't alienate and backstab your base audience. And you do not cater to people who hate you and want you destroyed. If they want to stop hating and wanting to stop wishing your destruction, they'll come on their own. You don't need to cater to them. You don't have to bend the knee to their ideology just because they're pissed off at a stupid, vague tweet about not wanting fucking politics and a kid's game. That is not a fucking hot... It's upsetting. Yeah. Yeah, that's so unfortunate, I tell you. I think we're gonna head back onto Minecraft now. We're just gonna play and calm the fuck down. We're gonna do that. Oh, up. Where's Minecraft? Son, right here. We're gonna play Minecraft now. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened over the last, couple days. And I do hope FaZe Connect kind of recovers from this, because I don't want to stop watching Remilia. I don't want to stop watching Nitya. I don't want to stop watching Ponko over stupid shit. I don't want to stop watching them. They're great. They're great VTubers. They're great VTubers. They're great people. I like them. I don't know how they are personally. But the entire point of VTubing is kayfabe, so whatever they are personally, I don't care. They just have to shut their mouth about it. So, yeah. Alright, we're gonna play a little bit Minecraft now. The political discussion is done. Alright. Get that fucking chat all the way. We have... Okay, no, we're not doing that shit. We're gonna play Minecraft. Nothing happened. My voice hurts so fuck. All that yapping. Yeah. Alright. I don't know how much Minecraft we're gonna play because my voice hurts. To be fair, my dumbass was singing before I decided to stream. So, and I think I may have kind of strained my voice because I was singing more difficult songs. But, it's who I am. I like taking the hard path in life. Because personally, I don't think people can really grow unless you do things on the difficult side. That's why I kind of take everything I do. I want to do it the hardest way possible the first time, because when I have to do it again, it's going to be a lot easier, right? And people are like, oh, but you should never have to experience the hard ways, but you don't grow with the easy. If it's easy, you don't learn. That's me, at least. If I do things on the easy way, I don't learn. That's why I decided to switch to Dark Souls from Red Dead Redemption 2, because Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm sure is a great game if you like stories and stuff, but it didn't challenge me. And I don't like things that don't challenge me. Because how am I supposed to grow? How am I supposed to, like, yeah, it's a game at the end of the day. It is for sure a game. But even hard games, they still have a purpose in brain development, right? I think it's still good for brain development. It helps increase coordination, dealing, under harder, stressful situations. You'll learn a lot of things. Develop more brain skill, more organization skills, more logistics skills too, especially in Dark Souls when you have to consider the level your character is, how much upgrading you need, how much weight your character has. Ah, my voice hurts. That's why I also like politics, I think. I think that's one reason why I really enjoy getting into political discussions. Because I'm right-wing, and, people don't like the right-wing that much because they think we're all Nazis, which, spoiler alert, we're not all Nazis. That might be a hot take, but a lot of us just want to live normal lives, just with different ideals from liberals. I prefer more traditional style of society, right? Progressive liberals, they tend to like more freedom of expression, more, but I think there's a point where it gets too much. So I do enjoy more traditional style. And also I'm Christian, so given that, it is kind of embedded in my faith too. And I think political discussions, I think I like getting into them. Like, I'm not a person, I don't like confrontational stuff. I'm definitely not somebody who likes to be confronted. But by talking in politics, I have to be confronted, right? So then I can learn how to perform under that pressure, right? And if you don't, and if I fail, or if I feel like I fucked up or didn't do good enough on it, I figure out why and how I can perform better the next time. Then repeat the cycle, right? Because the only way you learn in life is by doing stuff. And if you don't do stuff, you can't learn, you can't grow. How you want to get better at debates? Go debate. If you want to get better at performing under pressure, put yourself under pressure that requires you to do something, right? And it's pretty simple. If you want to learn, go do it. Want to go learn how to be a butler? Well, there are butler academies for that. I watched a video on that earlier. It was very interesting. I don't know if I think I could be a butler. Like a traditional butler. I think I would be pretty good at it. Though I hate routine, and it's very routine-based. But at the same time, it's very attention to detail-based, which I like, because I don't know if I have OCD, but who knows. I think being a butler is interesting. I think it was a very interesting video. It was by that girl who does things. She tries things like SWAT Academy and blah blah blah. It's very strict, but I do enjoy the professionalism in it. So I feel like I would like to do that, but I looked up the cost of the fucking school. It's in the Netherlands, and it costs like $12,000 fucking dollars to do. And I'll be honest, I don't even want to spend like $5,000 to go get a fucking degree or something. I don't want to go to fucking college because that shit's expensive. Even going to a community college, that shit's expensive. But then at the same time, you can't fucking do anything in life unless you do have that degree that you paid $10,000 for, right? You can't make money otherwise. But just one thing I do hate. Like, I'm a right wing, I'm conservative, but I do hate how overpriced things are too at the same time. Because I do think people have the right to charge what they want, but then when somebody upcharges and people go there, then other people are like, oh yeah, so I can upcharge too, and that just makes things more expensive. And then alongside with inflation, it's not going well, so. So difficult. Life is more difficult than I want it to be. I'm gonna quote something Anya Niabias has once said. I was born to dilly daddle, born to dilly daddle, forced to lock in, or something like that. She's a gremlin, but she's wise too. I do feel bad. I do sympathize with like the newer talents, especially of when FaZe Connect, when it comes to like Nitya, when it comes to FaZe Saga, when it comes to FaZe FaZe Saga was the newest debut, then the Invaders Quest. Because I think they kind of jumped, because like of course nobody can predict the future. But you can also say that they joined at a pretty bad time. Even if nobody knew, but they're getting caught into the crossfire too. Because they joined to have fun. They joined to become an idol. They joined to become a VTuber, right? And now their reputation is attached to FaZe Connect, who kind of fucked themselves over overnight, right? So I do feel bad for like Nitya, Anya, for Mari, for Cleo, for EP. Because one thing that did benefit them is that they got to reach a broader audience. And it also made me a little upset that I didn't know about Nitya's past life, because I knew about Anya, but Nitya, I know I came to learn she did the models for like Neurosama and all that, and she was friends with she is friends with Shondo. I'm kind of upset I did not know about her before FaZe Connect, because I really enjoy her. She's a very sweet girl. Her accent is very cute. Surprisingly, I would not think Afrikaans would have such a adorable accent, but they do. Afrikaans is I actually learned to roll my R's because I was watching Nitya a lot once she debuted. So I learned how to roll my R's more just by mimicking her. So I did definitely learn something from watching her. And like again, I do not like watching gaming content much, but Nitya definitely makes it fun. She definitely makes it fun to watch. So Nitya is definitely like she's definitely top 3 VTubers in FaZe Connect for me. Top 3. I don't know if top 1. I think Remelia is still my favorite. And I think Jelly has risen to number 3. And it's not just because of the Jellygate situation going on, but because I've always had an interest in Jelly, but I never got off my ass to actually go watch her because I was either busy doing something else or I wanted to watch a different VTuber at the time. But over like the last 2 months or so, I really started getting more invested into Jelly because I really admire, because I'm a big I love music. I love the technical aspects of music. I love the production. I love vocals. So, of course, coming to learn that Jelly is a music producer, that definitely helped how I view her. And then Then I also read a post how she wants to learn to scream more like Chester Bennington and not all that. And a VTuber that can scream automatically gets respect points from me. As evident with like Bijou and Flamoko when I first heard them scream in Breakout. My voice hurts. My voice hurts. I need some cough drops, but I don't have any. Cough drops would help a lot, actually. And then, of course, the thing I think that really made me fall in love with Jelly specifically, and not like, like a parasocial way, but that made me really love her content was when she dropped the Muse cover. Like, I'm not a big fan of Muse because they're generally not the style of music. They're not the music I like. I like rock, I like metal, but Muse in specific, their sound is not for me generally. But Unraveling is a phenomenal song. And her cover of Unraveling, I think, is my favorite is easily my favorite cover in Face Connect. And then, of course, look at my face when I learned about her past life and all the other music she did. And it's not metal, her past life music. It's all more lo-fi-ish, softer. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like definitely more electro-pop style, more lo-fi style. And in the past, I would say, nah, that shit's ass, but that was when I was like 13. I've fucking grew up. I've grown up in my music taste. I'll listen to fucking J-pop now and all that. So, I really enjoy hearing where she started out in music from the earliest I could find on her. And I do definitely have a huge respect for Jelly. And I do really do feel bad for how Face Connect has treated Jelly. Because Jelly is such a valuable asset to them, and I don't think they know that, of how much of a valuable asset she is. Because making music is not easy, and it's not cheap to get done. It's not a cheap thing to commission music. So having her just being able to do that alone makes her such a valuable asset to Face Connect. And especially because she didn't give up her career, but she willingly went over to them to join in phase with. She willingly decided to put her skills to work into Face Connect for them. And then you see how her fucking genmate, or how her fucking colleague, Clara, how she fucking treated her. Talking shit about her behind her back. Talking about how racist she is, and then just saying how Face Connect just backstabs Jelly. Because, like, she didn't say, like, we already went over this, she didn't say anything wrong. Nothing what she said was wrong. And anybody with a functioning critical brain that knows basic history knows what she said was not wrong. And, like, sure, if there's a policy of no politics in Face Connect, then that's understandable, because, sure, it could be interpreted as a political post. But again, when... I don't want to reiterate myself from earlier, but when Clara does what she does, and then Jelly does what she does, and she gets shit for it, it's not fair. So the policy was not... I don't know. So there's a because I know Pippa has said that she can't talk about politics, that Face Connect does not allow political speech or talking, but then that rule was pretty inconsistent, so I do really feel bad for Jelly. I really do feel bad for her. I do want to, and I'm definitely going to continue to support her regardless of what happens with her, because right now it's kind of up in the air what's going to happen to her. I would think it would be really retarded if they terminated her, or if she graduated. Unless she decided to graduate on her own terms to go indie, then that's one thing. But if she gets terminated by Face Connect because of this shit that management caused, then it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a difficult choice, because I still do. Again, I do love a lot of the talents, but can you support a company that's also not respecting their talents, right? So I would say easily, even though Jelly has been newer on my radar, maybe last few months, I would say she's probably mine. It's hard. I would say she's number 3, and number 4 would be Panko. I really enjoy watching Panko stream too. I enjoy her Italian antics. Panko is adorable. Though she has gone more on the lewd side recently, or it feels like at least. But it's just always been part of her gag, so I don't really care too much about it. But I don't know. I really enjoy Panko, but I think I like Jelly a little more. And I would say Nitty is my number 2 for Phase Connect. And the only reason why number 1 is and Remelia, because Remelia is just such a joy. Remelia's joy. She, even if I decided to stop watching Phase, I think I would still watch Remelia at least, because I know she cannot physically hate anybody. She loves everybody. She just wants people just to chill out. And I think that's why a lot of this shit happened, because Remelia left the company for a bit to go on a vacation to her. I won't even call it a vacation. She's on fucking PTSD road right now with how she's described her time out in the boonies. But Remelia is just she's a bright spot. She's a bright, and she's just loving. She's a loving girl. She doesn't care about who you are and what you did. She just loves you. I think it would take a lot. I think it would really take a lot to make Remelia hate you. It would really take a lot. Which is why, even if she said she's still sad about like St. Clara leaving, I understand why she would say that, because she doesn't hate anybody. She really doesn't. If she were to say that. Then Nitya, she's just like, again, she's just like, I know how the dynamic feels, but I don't know how to describe it. Like, she's a bro. She's like that one bro you just hang out with, and it's like you just have a great time with every time you do, right? She's definitely a bro. She's definitely a bro type of YouTuber. And that's why I also like Fillion too, because she also has the same energy that Nitya gives off. Though I would say the major difference between Nitya and Fillion tends to be more scripted than Nitya. But I do really love Fillion too, even though she's not Face Connect. But I do love her. My first VTuber, so I'm always gonna love her. Just how it is. Well, technically, I guess Drumsy was my first VTuber, but I don't know if he counts as a VTuber. Ah. My throat really hurts. I'm probably gonna end streaming because my throat really hurts now. So I probably should rest it, because I am meeting up with people tomorrow, so I do want to be able to use my voice a little bit. So I'm gonna end stream here. If you're watching this, have a good night, and I guess I don't know what I'm gonna stream next. Probably go back to Dark Souls, because it's been a couple days, because it's been a little bit stressful. And let's first see if there were any updates on Face Connect, or if there's like any updates. I didn't get any Face Connect pings, so 80,000 and a half posts now. 80,000 and a half posts right now. That's a lot. Clara for Hollow and 5 or in the Avengers. I don't think Hollow Live would want Clara to be attached to their name if they saw her alt stuff, I'll be honest. And if they do, then that kind of shows what Hollow Live is. And I agree with this person here. Thanks, Bent. A real credit to every community you infest. Goddamn vermin. I agree. He is a vermin. Bent is like a cancer. When he seeps in, he just destroys. And he doesn't care. Bent is the biggest grifter on X. He interjects himself to any and every community he can just to get clout for money. That's all he does. And then he actively also harms that community too. And it's like, yeah, Face Connect has been having problems for the last few days, but I don't think it's going to be the end of depending how they handle Jelly from here, I think they should apologize to Remy, or not Remy. They should apologize to Jelly, and they should apologize to the community that they've harmed over the last year, half year, with keeping silent about Clara and then how they treated Jelly. I think they definitely do have to apologize to the community, and I want them to apologize to Jelly. I don't even care if we don't get an apology. I want them to apologize to Jelly, because Jelly did not deserve anything that happened to her. I really hope she's doing okay, because I don't know how strong. I don't know exactly, like, you never know anybody's mental state, but I don't think she is the type of person to fully be able to handle this stuff, right? So I do genuinely hope she's doing alright. I really hope, and I hope she doesn't graduate from Phase Connect, because it would definitely be a hit to Phase Connect. But if she does at the same time, it's very understandable, because I would not want to stay in a company that treated me how they treated Jelly. I would not, so if she did decide. Oh boy. Oh, we're gonna do a bit of reaction, I guess. Asmongold's second full reaction to the Jelly Hoshimi Phase Connect Clara graduation situation. Asmon talked about the injustice that happened to Jelly, and how he nuked Phase, more specifically Clara's career. And this is a two-part thing, so we're gonna watch this. It's on Twitch. It's on X. So I'm gonna move over, and we're gonna go ahead and just watch it. I'm gonna move this over here. We're gonna watch it. All right. Make sure it's all good here. Let's react to the Asmongold situation. Alright, so we're going to react to Asmongold's take on this whole thing. I've seen already his live reaction, or a more VOD, the initial reaction of him to the entire Jellygate situation. But this has just dropped a user on X called That Serious Guy, or this at handles Igiblar, Igiblar. He posted this. He posted the clips, so credit to him for clipping this. We're gonna go ahead and check out what Asmongold has to say further, because I'm really interested on what is gonna happen from now. I'm really interested on it.
Tuber to graduate yesterday? Well, hey, who's to say I don't care about education, right? And so, I did see that. You caused a VTuber to graduate yesterday? Well, hey, who's to say I don't care about education, right? And so, I did see that. We had, there was that Phase Connect girl that was posting that bullshit about Charlie Kirk, and they got rid of her, which was, I think that's nice, right? That's nice they did that. We'll talk about that later on, but, again, like, gamaged, right? Got fucking evaporated. So, I'm feeling good about that. Bill Cosby make you a drink? Nah, if he did, I would have slept better. And, I've been to Bigger Ape. Yeah, the thing is that,
I love that joke.
like, for me, I mean, if I, like, the idea that, like, I put that bitch out of a job, bro, like, I did that. I contributed to that. I mean, that really, to me, is like, oh my God.
God bless Asmongold. God bless Asmongold. Give him a gold medal for getting rid of that demon. Give him a gold medal.
Like, I really used to pray for times like this, you know what I mean? People hungered for righteousness, and we got it. Well, the thing is that, I mean, with Phase Connect, I think they should still delete the post they made about that girl. They should. Because, like, I mean, having the post up there implies what that girl said was racist, and it wasn't. And I think it puts her in a really bad spot. So, like, I mean, you should delete that, too. I mean, you should just go ahead and take a step back from all of it and say, listen, like, we're done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day,
No, and you fucking apologize to Jelly. We want to hear from Jelly that management apologized to her. That's what we want to fucking hear. I don't want a fucking apology. Face Connect has not wronged me. They wronged Jelly. I want them to apologize to her directly. I don't give a fuck about an apology to me. I don't give a fuck about an apology to FaZe Connect community. You first apologize to Jelly, and we hear from Jelly that you apologize to her. And then you can make the apology to the community. Jelly takes the fucking priority.
like, you've got to keep in mind, like, so, and I'll talk, you know what, I'll talk about that shit later on. But, like, overall, what post? It was the Minecraft thing. Because, like, the Minecraft thing, it started out with, like, it was, like, a current day's protest thing, right? And so, Asmon, you deleted a FaZe talent. So, I did delete, so somebody said that I deleted a FaZe Connect streamer. I want to say that the accusations are indeed accurate. So, let me go back. I'll pull this up. Since we're talking about streamer drama, let's just go ahead and go to the next one. Anyway, Burnt Peanut, Hose Mad, and there's this. I'm thinking about making a video. Hating ass hose psychology. Maybe I'll call that. Maybe that'll be the title.
Also, as far as my opinion on the Burnt Peanut, I don't know where the fuck he came from, but something is weird about him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Of the video, right? And just kind of go through it and explain exactly, like, you know, where I think a lot of this comes from. And I think that really once you see it and you're able to put it all together, it does make perfect sense. So I'll just look at it through here. FaZe Connect. So we got a bunch of people here talking about me. FaZe Connect Discord mods, exactly. Graduates started leaning left, the public apology, but the Asmongold stream completely flipped the situation. So yesterday, I didn't know that I did this. I had no idea I did this. Like, I'm just sitting here talking. And apparently FaZe Connect is a VTuber org. And so let me go back. I'm going to just, I'm going to kind of set.
I'm surprised he didn't know about FaZe Connect. I'm surprised he didn't know it was a VTuber org. If he didn't know before this, that's surprising.
At the state.
Because, I mean, if they're not, of course not as big as Hololive, but they've definitely made more splashes in the water than the average VTuber organization.
For this and explain exactly kind of how it happened. And again, let me go back if you can find it. Okay, there's this.
Also, that meme is accurate. That meme is very accurate.
And where is the other comment here? The FaZe Connect situation has hit a critical mass. It's obviously me. Right now, I'm talking about it as well. These are people they're connecting to. Oh, there's more. This guy's responsible. So people are mad about me. So here we go. So a couple of days ago, FaZe Connect made a statement that was in a response to. Okay, so FaZe. All right, let me take a step back. Okay, for anybody who actually has a girlfriend or a wife, let me explain what this is. So,
I do have a girlfriend, and her name is Hatsune Miku. Very much. No, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't think I have a waifu either. Do I? I joke about Mayo no Top Gun being my waifu sometimes, but not really. I don't think I do have a waifu. If you asked me maybe like a year ago, then I would say Pippa would have been like my waifu as a joke. Nowadays, I would say I don't have one because being single is so much better right now. You don't have to, yeah. Even with a fictional waifu, you still get those schizophrenic naggings. Let's say so. I sound schizophrenic as hell right now, but I don't have a wife. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a waifu. I'm a lonely bitch.
FaZe Connect is a VTuber org. And VTubers are like anime girls that are streamers, okay?
Yeah.
And so one of the anime girls,
except me, I'm not an anime girl. I'm an anime boy.
Girl streamers said that Minecraft, who did an event that was basically trying to talk about, I guess, like civil rights and stuff like that, what the Minecraft event really did.
Yeah, nah.
Did is that
basically they were trying to launder the good reputation of, like figures like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. They were trying to launder the good reputation of those historical figures through the current reputation of the animals in Minnesota that are running wild and terrorizing everybody in the name of stopping ICE. And this is very, very pretty much they set the stage for this at the beginning of the event, right? So stolen valor, exactly, right? So they take the good virtue of the civil rights movement, which was something for a righteous cause, and then they try to falsely equate themselves to it and say, well, this is what we were doing back then. And so they're trying to create a parallel there. And so one of the different people in FaZe Connect said that, why are we talking about politics in a block game like Minecraft? Why are we doing this? And so a lot of people got upset about this. And by a lot of people, I mean a handful of people got upset about this.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, FaZe Connect then went and put out this statement.
I really hope one day Asmongold openly fucking bodies bent live on stream. That would be hilarious.
Saying that, they are against racism, hatred, or bigotry, and that they apologize for any issues that were taken. Follow an internal review. So they made this girl take down her comments, and they
Oh, no, I don't think she took it down. I'm pretty sure it was the management that did it behind her back.
implied that her comments were racist. So after that, obviously, everybody got really angry about this because there was another person inside of this same org. Her name was Clara, and she was actually celebrating Charlie Kirk being killed. But nothing ever happened with her. And I brought this up. I talked about it yesterday. I did.
Yep, and now she's bodied.
Now she's graduating.
Sayonara, motherfucker.
I told you guys I cared about education. See? Now I understand? Yes. And so Clara, and I don't think whataboutism, no. I don't care about that. I don't care about your Reddit. You're like, oh, but what about my Reddit word? What about my Reddit word? I don't care about that. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, at the end of the day, what that girl said about Minecraft was right.
Yep.
She said something that was accurate, right, and true. There was nothing wrong with what she said. Now, you can say people should disagree with it, and you can say that she's wrong.
Yeah, you can disagree with it, but
what she said was there's nothing wrong with what she said.
yeah, you can disagree with somebody. You don't have to be a fucking jackass to them.
Meanwhile, this disgusting bitch goes around celebrating that Charlie Kirk got killed for nothing.
Man,
he
I
got
love
killed for
Asmon.
nothing. He wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there talking. And so why is it that that person wasn't removed, but this person got, basically chastised and publicly, made fun of for this? Well, guess what? Now she's graduating.
Yep.
So a graduation post, people might not understand. This is another vocabulary thing. Graduation means that
Terminated.
she's getting fired.
Yep.
It means that her IP, or not, I don't know about IP, but like her character is now no longer a part of FaZe Connect. So she effectively got kicked out.
6 months after the fucking fact, by the way.
So that's it. That's left-leaning bias. The rules aren't being enforced evenly. Well, I mean, again, like you know my viewpoint on all this stuff, right? And thank you for always supporting FaZe Connect. Calamari Clara will graduate from FaZe Connect on 2/26/2/28. So this is at the end of the month, and she'll be concluding her regular activities on both YouTube and Twitter. And so there it is. Social media accounts will become inactive. Her and her channel will remain available for 30 days. So she is getting gamaged.
Yep. She's getting fucking wiped from FaZe Connect. It should have happened so much sooner, too. God bless Asmongold for that. We're going to watch the second part to this video real quick.
What is all this?
There we go. Here's the second part. I think this is part 2, right? No, that's not part 2. That's the first initial. Here's part 2. But Asmongold, if you ever see this, thank you very much. You are the savior. Now if we can get fucking FaZe Connect to apologize to Jelly. That's all I care about. I just want them to give Jelly an apology. And to take down that shitty apology they gave to the fan base.
There it is. Don't insult calamari, bro. Well, I apologize. Okay.
Calamari.
Maybe I said it the wrong way, but yeah,
a
something
whore.
like that.
She's a whore too. She posts softcore porn on her alt. So she, not only is she a disgusting bitch, she's also a whore.
So that's what happened. Rip Bozo. Yep, that's right. Back to McDonald's,
Yep.
sending them all back.
Back to McDonald's.
And she said this is in talks already, but it was one hell of a timing. It was in talks already. Well, I mean, how about
yeah,
that?
sure. How about that?
All's well that ends well. Now, I also think that they should delete this post about the other girl, Jelly.
Yeah, and they should
because
apologize
this
to her.
post about her implies that she's a racist. It implies that this girl, Jelly, made a comment that was racist, bigoted, or it was a hate-filled comment. She did nothing of the sort.
Yep.
She did not say anything that was racist, that was motivated by hatred or bigotry at all. And by making a statement as a response to this, you are now tying her name to a slanderous accusation that's made by people who are just doing that.
And it's not that they only hate Jelly, they hate Face Connect, they hate your talents. That's the type of people they're catering to.
Because they don't like the fact that their political ideology is being challenged. You're effectively being a vehicle for these people to further malign, slander, and misrepresent your own talent, and you're being used as a vehicle for that. They should delete this post too. That's what I think they should do. Could she sue? I don't think so at all.
Can she sue? No. I would say no. Unfortunately, no. Usually in United States, you can sue for defamation. You can usually do that. But Canada, our Face Connect is a Canadian-based company. So if she tried to take this to court, they would side with fucking Face Connect because Canada is just as retarded legally. Legally, they are just as retarded as Face Connect, apparently. Because they will say, yeah, Jelly was being a racist asshole, when no, she wasn't. She just said she doesn't want politics in her game. But, of course, Canada has a woke problem, so...
Oh, you see Pip unfollowed you? Well, I don't know. I mean, and look, guys, people, anybody in Phase Connect that's unhappy about what I'm saying, I'm right.
You are? He is
like,
right.
I'm right. Like, this isn't... Like, I can understand, like, you know, don't shoot the messenger here. Like, I'm just doing my job. Okay, this is my job. This is what I do. So I don't know if Pippa was upset about it or not. I have no idea. But what matters to me is making sure that I'm being fair, right? I am being fair. And don't go away, Matt. Yeah, and I can see why she would be upset about it, because I did target her org, and I get it. But, I mean, I think that there's something larger at work here. And I think that, again, over time, people will realize that what I'm saying here is the morally correct thing to do.
It is.
This is the morally correct...
The other morally, again, not only do they have to take down the post, but they also have to apologize to Jelly before anyone's going to be happy. The community doesn't want an apology. They want Face to give an apology to Jelly. They can worry about the apology to the community after that.
And right thing to do. And at the end of the day, I can make sure, I can know that I did the right thing. They say you doxed a VTuber? Well, I don't think I did.
No, it's public information. She posted it online, and she knew people knew it was her. It's not doxing. Doxing is if you're doing it with malicious intent, without their consent. Clara posted it. It's not doxing. Does that break VTubing rules? Yeah, but in this case, it's a hell of a lot there. It's it's a different case. In this scenario, it's very different.
Yeah, I don't think I just on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was on Twitter. Everybody knew about this. Yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah.
It was the first result on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like I'm posting her fucking address. What's this? Yeah. Like, I don't doubt Pip unfollow you, a manager unfollow you. I don't, it's not a big deal. I don't have any...
And again, I'm pretty sure all the talents unfollowed him, and I'm pretty sure Face Connect management is making them unfollow him. So I don't think it's their decision.
The will towards Pippa. Like, I that's fine. And I can understand that people like that, you know, they'll feel like they're being attacked. I get it, right? Like, I'm the kind of guy who, like, listen, I used to be in a Warcraft guild. I was a raid leader, and there were a lot of times where I had to hold people accountable, and I had to do things that I didn't really want to do. Like this is the reason why I don't like covering drama with friends of mine, and it's also the reason why I never liked raiding with my friends. I never like making decisions with people that I feel like I'm emotionally attached to, because then that's going to affect my objective good decision making.
I agree on that.
And so that's it. Well, General, yes, everything goes back to WoW. Everything goes back every single time. And so that's really it. Literally, what's this here? Show is still following you. Type in a search bar. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, again, I don't have any opinion on that. I don't want to bring that up. I have no idea. So never go into business with family. Yes, definitely. Defend a Pippo when she was in a similar position. Well, I don't know what happened. My point is, though, I think they should delete this post. Because this post is a misrepresentation, and it's a deliberate misrepresentation by people with ill will and bad intentions. And it is it is the result of that bad intentions. So that's the way I see it. And I'm glad to see this happen. I'm glad to see this girl suffer consequences, and I hope it gets worse.
Agree.
I think that people like her are parasites. I think they're awful people. And I think that you should do everything that you can to remind them of that fact on a regular basis. That's really the way I see it. I don't like them at all. I'm sorry. I went way off topic, okay? I apologize. Going back to this, FaZe Connect should delete this post. They should be embarrassed that they caved to these losers. And at the end of the day, I am so happy and so glad. Pippa unfollowed. Oh, jeez, I don't even know about this. Fucking scum. Listen, no hate on Pippa. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I don't want to have any hostility or any hate to anybody. She's a very nice girl. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if it's true. So don't worry about it. North Korea executes school children for watching the Squid Game.
Okay. Well, that's a topic change. That's a topic change.
Damn.
That's a topic change.
Damn. Damn. But it looks like they lost, huh? How about that?
They lost
Sounds
Squid
about
Game.
right. Yeah.
They lost Squid Game.
But yeah. Yeah, now you don't need to watch the Squid Game because you're in it.
Oh boy.
You just lost. It's fake. I don't know if it's fake or not.
God.
I listen. The way I do things, staffer from Genshin Impact developer MiHoYo has been sentenced to prison for bribery and embezzlement.
Okay.
Fucking based. Whoa, fucking based. I love this. A lot of people are calling out Calamari Klarna. Klarna, oh my god. For celebrating mocking targets murder, it's a good call, but way too many people are glossing over the fact that she did what she did was way worse than that, because she didn't just celebrate it, she actively wished for and encouraged her followers to commit more murders like this. She openly called for more people to do assassinations like Charlie Kirk's. This is not free speech, that's incitement.
What up?
And no rights were ever won without violence.
Yeah, Clara was fucking awful.
And it's about shooting a dude in the neck
Yeah.
who's just having a conversation at a college campus. Yeah, no, what a stupid bitch.
I agree.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Nice. You should tell me about the demo. What's that?
Good riddance, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Top in the stream, you see Tom McDonald's song? I didn't see any of that at all. And
That ass last night when I saw Clara's graduation announcement, that was the most happy I've been in a while. I've been waiting for that shit for months, I'm not gonna lie.
the left in America needs to remember that the Second Amendment also applies to them for now. And it was literally created for this exact reason. Man, and she just got gamaged. See, these are the kinds of people. Like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, I wake up in the morning, and if I can send a person like this back to McDonald's, that's a good day.
Nah, she doesn't even deserve McDonald's. Just put her on the streets like the harlot she is.
It is. It's a good day. You know, like, this is the kind of stuff
Let
that,
her rot in Kensington.
you know, what makes it worth living. If I'm able to do something like this, if I'm able to have an impact on this level, that's something that's truly special and truly amazing. Welcome home. That's right.
Yeah, welcome home.
You know what? I'm going to tweet that. I should have posted that yesterday. I really should have. I don't know why I didn't. Welcome home.
Base Tasman.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Gotta let them know. Oh man, she left on different terms. That's right. And of course she did, right? She just happened to leave within 12 hours of this massive controversy.
Yep.
Come on, what are we doing? And so yeah, there it is. Does McDonald's sponsor you? No. If they did, they'd be trying to tell me to stop. You think they want all these shitty these shitty these shitty workers? Absolutely not. No way. And anyway, no, this is great. I'm glad to see this, and there it is.
Gotta love Asmund. Yeah, I mean, Asmund was completely right throughout this. I mean, he was just saying what everybody else was already saying, but just because he has the platform, it makes a bigger effect. I'm up next for bass tracking. The demo, lead guitar and drum are tracked. Nice. Who's gonna be doing the mixing for it? Because I think mixing is pretty important. And it's been a day. And yeah. I saw a post that really pisses me off. The disdain I have for this person. This person says, "Pick me calls another pick me once. Chuds rip their hair out from their scalp. LMAO. I wonder why they don't go white knighting for Remilia that hard. I guess she's not that much of a right-wing queen." Then someone quotes Remilia because nobody who watches Remilia actually calls her Remilia. It's always either Wemmy or Remy. I do say Remilia, but depending on context. Says, "You don't know her by her full name? You're the grifter here. You know that there's no gain in defending her because Remy is apolitical in comparison to Jelly. Not even one post of sympathy for her." What? This is how you know this motherfucker is not even a Remilia, is not a Remy fan or a fucking FaZe fan. Remy has been on a fucking trip for like the last week where she doesn't have power because of a fucking storm that blew through. And she's living through she's pretty much living in the fucking 1800s right now. Like, yeah, of course she's not gonna be able to speak on this because she doesn't have fucking Wi-Fi. And you know the rule. Anyone who hates Remilia automatically goes straight to hell. That is not a debatable question. If you hate on her, you're going to hell. Shit, I'm up next. I gotta go, man. Yeah, I'll talk to you then. Yeah, hating on Remilia is one. Yeah, hating on Wemmy. I call her Remilia just because I love her full name, Remilia. It's a cute name, so I'll call her Remilia because I think her full name is cute. But I also do refer her as Remy. But anyone who hates on Remilia is automatically going to hell. Anyone who hates Jelly is also going to hell. Those are two facts. Because that means you have no loving soul in your body. You have no empathy in your body. You're going to hell. Yeah, it's crazy. And I kind of disagree with some Dortmund. Like, yeah, we call her Remy, but I call her Remilia because I think Remilia is such a beautiful name. I like her full name. It's beautiful. It's a cute and beautiful name. So that's why I will call her Remelia over Remy. I also call her Remy and Remy. I know casual speak, but the name Remelia is just beautiful. So it's very unique. I like it. I know it comes. I'm pretty sure it comes from I know it comes from the Tohu series. It's a beautiful name. So I'll call her Remelia. But yeah, anybody who hates her is automatically going to hell. That's not a debate. That's not even a fucking debate. Because you're a demon at that point. You're just a fucking demon from Satan's asshole. That's what you are. Alright, so I'm gonna end stream here. It's been about an hour 40 minutes. Bro, you don't need a fucking ping Pippa in your... Just leave Pippa alone. Damn. The more I'm reading Twitter right now, the more pissed off I'm getting. So I'm gonna end stream before it gets